Morning, everybody. Thank you so much for watching News Now from Fox. Pilar Arias here, and I am currently joined by Fox's Doug Luzader. We're going to be talking about exactly what is happening in the Capitol following last week. Doug, good morning. Is it true that President Trump could be impeached for a second time?
Well, it looks like that could happen, and if it does happen, it may happen as early as tomorrow. Democrats are really working fast to try to get this done, so this stands in marked contrast to what we saw almost exactly a year ago during President Trump's impeachment back in 2020, which seems like a lifetime ago, but it has been almost exactly a year. In that instance, we went through the whole process of impeachment, where this began in the Judiciary Committee, the House Judiciary Committee, where they drafted articles of impeachment, much gnashing of teeth, eventually went to a floor vote. That process took a lot of time. In this instance, they're kind of pulling out all the circuits here, and this is going to happen really quickly. They're going to skip the major part of this where there's debate and just go straight to a floor vote, it sounds like, as early as tomorrow on a single article of impeachment, essentially alleging that the president incited that riot last week at the U.S. Capitol. And, you just need a simple majority in the House to impeach the president, which, just as a reminder to folks, is not removal, but it is kind of an indictment of the president. And if House Democrats can pull together the majority they need, they'll get it done. And then the question becomes, what about a Senate trial? And at this moment, we have no idea when or how or if that would even take place.
Yeah, there's not just division between Republicans and Democrats, but in the Democrat Party itself, too. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, there are some Democrats, I think, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, probably chief among them, who's a very moderate Democrat, arguing that this is a bad call, that this just sows division within the country. This is just going to make people angry. It's just Democrats just trying to kind of make a point here by impeaching the president a second time, knowing that they're not really going to remove him from office between now and Wednesday, which is just over a week away, which is the inauguration of incoming President Biden. So, yeah, I mean, there is some division within the Democratic Party. Maybe not much, though. Maybe not enough to prevent this from actually happening.
Should this second impeachment pass, though, does it have any implications for President Trump possibly running again in 2024 or not?
Well, the impeachment itself would not preclude him from doing that. But if he is impeached and this goes to a full Senate trial, and if the president is removed, and this, now you're in some weird territory because you're talking about a trial that would happen after the president leaves office, and there's some who think that that's even extra constitutional, that legally it cannot happen. But assuming it does, and assuming the Senate somehow musters up the Republican support needed to come up with a two-thirds majority to formally remove the president from office, then they can take another vote to kind of add a multiplier to that and say that the president can no longer seek public office ever again in his lifetime. If that's the case, that would obviously preclude the president from running again in 2024, which many believe he is anticipating doing. So that it's a possibility. It's kind of theoretical at this point, but, we're in some odd territory right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doug, I just wanted to ask really quickly about inauguration security and preps. What do you know about that?
Yeah, in some ways this is going to be one of the smallest inaugurations we've ever seen because of COVID restrictions and so on, but the security apparatus may be about the biggest we've ever seen. So they are certainly going to, redouble efforts to protect this event based on what happened last week at the Capitol.
All right, Fox's Doug Luzader live for us in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much.
We are taking a live look now at the U.S. Capitol right there in Washington, D.C., everybody. This is one of my favorite live pictures to bring you because as soon as the sun starts coming up, it is gorgeous. You saw Fox 5 DC's Bob Barnard's report yesterday out there, and it was absolutely beautiful. So I'm keeping a very close eye on all of these different East Coast live pictures. The sun should be rising pretty soon here. But again,